Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What happens when a diamond is thrown into the dirt? Does it lose its value? Does it stop being a diamond? No. Its brilliance, its worth, its essence remain untouched. And yet, how often do we let the storms of life, the sting of heartbreak, make us forget that we are unshakable in our value? Today I want to speak directly to you, not to the broken heart you carry, but to the strong, radiant soul within you, the one who knows deep down that your worth was never tied to anyone else. Because here's the truth: knowing your worth doesn't just help you survive a breakup, it transforms you into someone who cannot be shaken. This isn't about revenge. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about standing tall in the knowledge of who you are, even when the world tries to make you feel small. Because when you walk away with your head high and your worth intact, that's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your rise. Are you ready to rise? Heartbreak is one of life's most profound teachers. It has a way of stripping away the illusions we wrap ourselves in, illusions of permanence, control, and often our own self-worth. But heartbreak is not just an ending, it's an awakening. It's the moment you stand at the crossroads of pain and possibility, faced with a choice to let the experience diminish you, or to use it as a catalyst to rediscover the inner power that was always yours. When a relationship ends, it's easy to feel like your value is tied to the person who walked away or the connection that's been lost. Doubt creeps in, whispering lies that you weren't enough, that you failed, or that your worth was dependent on their love. But let me tell you something: your value is not up for negotiation. Your worth doesn't disappear because someone failed to see it. It was there before them, and it remains untouched after them. Rediscovering your inner power begins with reclaiming your story. Often we allow heartbreak to define us. We replay memories, dwell on what-ifs, and become trapped in the cycle of self-blame. But what if, instead of looking back, you started looking inward? What if you began to see the breakup as an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to remember the woman you were before the relationship, and to step into the woman you are destined to become? This journey isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about honoring yourself. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace and investing in the things that make your soul come alive. Start small, pick up that hobby you abandoned. Reconnect with friends who remind you of your strength, or simply take time to be still and listen to your heart. You'll begin to realize that the power you've been searching for isn't something you need to find, it's something you need to uncover, because it's been within you all along. The beauty of heartbreak is that it reveals your resilience. Think of a tree after a storm. The branches may break, but the roots remain strong, and in time new growth appears. You are no different. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, the healing will take time. But with every tear you shed, with every step forward you take, you're watering the seeds of your own transformation. Rediscovering your power means understanding that you are whole, with or without anyone else. You don't need validation to know your worth, and you certainly don't need to stay in spaces where you're not valued. Heartbreak doesn't define you, it refines you. It's a mirror showing you where you've been and, more importantly, where you can go. So, embrace this chapter with courage. Let it remind you of your strength, your brilliance, and your ability to rise. Because the moment you choose to rediscover your inner power is the moment your healing begins and your greatness unfolds. The strength in knowing your value. There is immense power in a woman who knows her value. She walks into every room with quiet confidence, not seeking approval but radiating an inner assurance that says, "I know who I am." This strength isn't loud or boastful. It's a calm and unshakable understanding of her worth. And when it comes to heartbreak, this understanding becomes her greatest shield, transforming pain into a stepping stone toward growth and empowerment. Knowing your value doesn't come from how others see you, it comes from how you see yourself. Too often people allow their worth to be measured by relationships, careers, or external validation. But the truth is, your value was established the moment you were born. It isn't something you earn, it's something you embrace. After a breakup, it's easy to feel diminished, as though someone's departure took a piece of you with them. But here's a liberating truth: their absence does not define your worth. Your value isn't determined by whether someone stays or leaves. It's determined by the love and respect you show yourself, even in moments of heartache. The strength in knowing your value lies in your ability to walk away from what doesn't serve you. It takes courage to let go of relationships that don't honor your worth. It takes self-respect to refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. This isn't about pride or arrogance. It's about protecting your peace and nurturing your well-being. When you know your value, you don't chase. You don't beg for someone's love or attention. You simply exist in your truth, trusting that what's meant for you will align with your worth. Knowing your value also means setting boundaries. Love should never come at the cost of your dignity or self-respect. It's okay to demand respect and to walk away when it's not given. In fact, the act of walking away is a declaration of your worth. It's saying, I deserve better, and I'm not afraid to claim it. This isn't an easy lesson, but it's one of the most empowering you'll ever learn. There's another layer to knowing your value. It invites abundance into your life. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you naturally attract people and opportunities that align with your worth. The universe mirrors the energy you emit. When you radiate confidence and self-assurance, you draw in relationships and experiences that honor and uplift you. Finally, knowing your value means forgiving yourself for the times you forgot it. We've all stayed in places we didn't belong, hoping things would change. But every experience, even the painful ones, teaches us. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, focus on the strength you've gained. You now stand on a foundation of lessons learned, stronger and more self-aware than ever before. So as you move forward, let your value guide you. Let it remind you of your strength, your beauty, and your endless potential. Because a woman who knows her worth is unstoppable, and nothing, not even heartbreak, can take that away. Walking away from a relationship is never easy. It can feel like leaving behind a part of yourself, especially when you've invested time, energy, and love. But sometimes the most powerful act of self-love is choosing to walk away not in anger, not in bitterness, but with grace and confidence, knowing that your worth deserves nothing less. Grace isn't about pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging the hurt, accepting the situation, and deciding to move forward with dignity. It's about resisting the urge to lash out, to beg for closure, or to prove your value to someone who didn't see it. Instead, grace is the quiet strength that says, I love myself enough to let go of what isn't meant for me. Confidence, on the other hand, is rooted in self-awareness. When you know who you are and what you deserve, walking away becomes less about loss and more about reclaiming your power. It's not an act of defeat, it's a declaration of your standards. Confidence reminds you that you are whole and complete on your own, and that no relationship defines your worth. Walking away with grace and confidence requires a mindset shift. It's natural to replay memories, to analyze what went wrong, or to wish things were different. But the truth is, holding on to the past only keeps you stuck. Walking away means choosing yourself, your peace, your happiness, and your future. It's an act of courage that says, I refuse to settle for anything less than what I deserve. In moments of doubt, remind yourself that walking away doesn't mean you failed. It means you've outgrown a situation that no longer aligns with your value. Relationships are mirrors, reflecting what we accept and what we believe about ourselves. When you walk away, you're telling the universe, I believe I deserve better. And in time, you will attract relationships and opportunities that align with this belief. Walking away with grace also involves forgiveness, not necessarily for the other person, but for yourself. Forgive yourself for the times you stayed too long, for the red flags you overlooked, and for the love you gave to someone who couldn't reciprocate. These moments don't diminish your worth, they're stepping stones on your journey to self-awareness and growth. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the memories or pretending the relationship didn't matter. It means honoring what it taught you and releasing it with love. By doing so, you free yourself to create a life that aligns with your highest self. You make room for new beginnings, for joy, and for the love that truly honors your worth. Walking away with grace and confidence isn't easy, but it's one of the most empowering things you can do. It's a reminder to the world and to yourself that your peace is non-negotiable, your standards are firm, and your worth is untouchable. So take that step forward, not because you're running from something, but because you're walking toward everything you deserve. Letting go is one of the most challenging acts of life, but it's also one of the most beautiful. It's an act of liberation, a release of what no longer serves you, and a declaration of self-respect. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or denying the love you once shared. It means choosing to prioritize your peace and well-being above the weight of holding on to something that's already gone. At the heart of letting go is the understanding that not everything is meant to last. People come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. When a relationship ends, it's tempting to cling to the memories, the possibilities, and the what-ifs. But holding on doesn't change the reality, it only prolongs the pain. Letting go is about accepting what is rather than resisting it. Self-respect plays a pivotal role in this process. When you respect yourself, you recognize that your time, energy, and love are precious. You understand that holding on to a relationship that no longer honors you is a disservice to your worth. Letting go is not an act of weakness, it's an act of strength. It's saying, I deserve more than this pain, and I choose to release it so I can heal. The beauty of letting go lies in what it creates. It creates space for growth, space for healing, and space for new beginnings. When you let go of what's weighing you down, you make room for the things that lift you up. You open yourself to the possibility of love that aligns with your values and relationships that reflect your self-worth. Letting go also means trusting the timing of your life. It's believing that every ending is a doorway to a new chapter, even if you can't see it yet. It's embracing the uncertainty with faith that what's ahead will serve you better than what you've left behind. This trust doesn't come easily, but with each step forward, you'll find strength in the act of surrendering what you cannot control. It's important to remember that letting go doesn't diminish the love you felt or the lessons you learned. It's not about erasing the past, but about honoring it as a part of your story. Every experience shapes you, and every heartbreak refines you. The act of letting go allows you to carry the wisdom forward while leaving the pain behind. There's a quiet beauty in the moment you realize you no longer need to hold on to someone to prove your worth. Your worth is innate, it doesn't depend on anyone else's presence in your life. Letting go is a powerful reminder of this truth. So, let go with grace. Let go with the confidence that you are walking toward a future filled with possibility. And most importantly, let go with the self-respect that reminds you that you deserve nothing less than the peace and happiness waiting on the other side. Heartbreak can feel like losing a piece of yourself. It's as if the foundation you once stood on has crumbled, leaving you questioning who you are and where you go from here. But in the aftermath of a breakup, there lies an incredible opportunity and invitation to turn inward, to rediscover the essence of who you are, and to heal through self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of true healing. It begins with acknowledging your feelings without judgment. Too often, people try to suppress their emotions, believing that ignoring the pain will make it disappear. But healing isn't about avoiding the hurt, it's about sitting with it, understanding it, and allowing it to teach you. Pain has a way of revealing truths we often overlook, truths about what we need, what we deserve, and what no longer serves us. As you cultivate self-awareness, you'll begin to see that a breakup doesn't define you. It's merely a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Use this time to reflect on your relationship. What did it teach you about yourself? What patterns or habits came to light? Self-awareness isn't about blaming yourself or your partner, it's about gaining clarity and understanding. This clarity becomes the compass that guides you toward healthier relationships in the future. One of the most empowering aspects of self-awareness is recognizing your role in your own healing. No one else can do the inner work for you. It's your journey to embark on, and while it may feel daunting at first, it's also deeply rewarding. Start by reconnecting with your values and passions. What makes you feel alive? What have you neglected in yourself while focusing on the relationship? These questions are pathways to rediscovering the vibrant, whole person you've always been. Healing through self-awareness also involves forgiving yourself. Let go of the guilt for the things you wish you had done differently. Let go of the shame for staying too long or leaving too soon. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing mistakes, it means releasing their hold on you. Each choice you made was part of your growth, and each misstep taught you something valuable. As you grow in self-awareness, you'll realize that your worth isn't tied to someone else's ability to love you. Your value is intrinsic, unshaken by external circumstances. This realization allows you to approach life and relationships from a place of abundance rather than need. You no longer seek validation from others because you found it within yourself. Healing is not linear, and self-awareness is a lifelong journey. There will be moments when old wounds resurface or when doubt creeps in, but each time you'll have the tools to navigate them with grace and understanding. Self-awareness empowers you to embrace the pain, honor the lessons, and move forward with strength. So, as you take this time to heal, know that you are becoming more attuned to who you truly are. And in that self-awareness lies the greatest gift, the ability to create a life that reflects your worth, your values, and your limitless potential. Self-worth is the foundation of your identity. It's the unshakable belief in your value, no matter the circumstances. It transcends relationships, career successes, or any external measure of validation. When you truly embrace your self-worth, it becomes a guiding light, helping you navigate life's highs and lows, including the heartbreak of a breakup. Many people unknowingly tie their self-worth to their relationships. It's easy to do. Relationships often provide love, security, and a sense of belonging. But when a relationship ends, this attachment to external validation can leave you feeling lost and questioning your value. The truth, however, is that your worth is not defined by another person's presence in your life. It's defined by how deeply you respect, love, and honor yourself. Understanding that self-worth transcends relationships begins with the realization that you are complete on your own. You don't need someone else to complete you or to validate your existence. You are whole, just as you are, with all your strengths, flaws, and unique qualities. This isn't just a comforting idea. It's a truth you must embrace to truly thrive. After a breakup, it's natural to reflect on what went wrong or why things didn't work out. But instead of letting this reflection spiral into self-doubt, use it as an opportunity to reconnect with your inner strength. Ask yourself, what does this experience teach me about my values, my boundaries, and my needs? Self-worth means acknowledging your role in the relationship while refusing to let the end of it diminish your value. When you prioritize your self-worth, you set standards for how you allow others to treat you. You no longer settle for relationships that don't align with your values or for people who fail to respect your boundaries. Self-worth isn't about arrogance or demanding perfection from others. It's about knowing you deserve mutual respect, kindness, and love. This clarity not only helps you heal, but also attracts healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. Another key to understanding the transcendence of self-worth is recognizing that it's not dependent on achievements or societal expectations. Your worth isn't tied to how well you succeed, how attractive you are, or how many people admire you. It exists beyond all of that, rooted in the simple, undeniable fact that you are enough, just as you are. As you embrace your self-worth, you'll find that it strengthens your resilience. You become less shaken by rejection or setbacks because you understand that they don't define you. Instead, you see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as reflections of your inadequacy. Ultimately, self-worth is freedom. It frees you from the need for external validation, from staying in spaces where you're not valued, and from the fear of being alone. It allows you to walk through life with confidence, grace, and the unwavering knowledge that your value is infinite. So, whether you're healing from a breakup or navigating the unknown, remember this: your self-worth is yours alone, untethered to anyone or anything. It's your greatest asset, your strongest shield, and your most profound truth. Hold on to it tightly. It will carry you through anything life throws your way. Breakups often feel like a loss of identity. When you spent so much time building a life around someone else, it's easy to forget who you are outside of that relationship. The routines, shared dreams, and even small inside jokes become threads of your existence. But when the relationship ends, those threads unravel, leaving you wondering, who am I now? Reclaiming your identity after a breakup is one of the most liberating journeys you can undertake. It's an opportunity to rediscover the person you were before the relationship and to grow into someone even stronger and more self-aware. While it's not an easy path, it's one of transformation and empowerment. The first step in reclaiming your identity is to give yourself permission to grieve. Acknowledge the loss not just of the person, but of the version of yourself that existed within the relationship. There's no shame in feeling sadness, confusion, or even anger. These emotions are part of the healing process. By allowing yourself to feel them fully, you begin to release the hold they have on you. Next, take time to reflect on who you were before the relationship. What were your passions, dreams, and goals? What made you feel alive? Often, in relationships, people unconsciously sacrifice parts of themselves to meet their partner's needs or to maintain harmony. Now is the time to reclaim those parts of yourself. Revisit hobbies you once loved, reconnect with friends you may have drifted from, or explore new interests that excite you. Rebuilding your identity also means redefining your narrative. A breakup doesn't make you a failure, nor does it diminish your value. Instead of framing it as a loss, view it as a chapter of growth. Ask yourself, what have I learned about myself from this experience? What do I want to carry forward? And what do I want to leave behind? These reflections help you take ownership of your story and steer your life in a direction that aligns with your authentic self. It's also crucial to nurture your relationship with yourself. Spend time alone, not in isolation, but in self-discovery. Practice self-care not as a distraction from the pain, but as a way to honor your worth. Journaling, meditating, or simply taking long walks in nature can help you reconnect with your inner voice, the one that may have been drowned out by the noise of the relationship. Remember that reclaiming your identity doesn't mean forgetting the relationship or the person you were during it. Instead, it's about integrating those experiences into the person you're becoming. Every joy, every challenge, and every heartbreak shapes you. They don't define you, but they add depth to your story. As you move forward, embrace the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. Reclaiming your identity isn't about finding a new version of you. It's about returning to the core of who you are, with all the strength, wisdom, and resilience you've gained along the way. You are not defined by who you were with, you are defined by who you choose to become. Setting boundaries is a powerful act of self-advocacy, especially in the aftermath of a breakup. It's not just about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to yourself, your needs, and your well-being. After experiencing the emotional turmoil of a breakup, establishing clear boundaries becomes essential for healing, personal growth, and reclaiming your life. Boundaries serve as a protective barrier between you and the outside world, delineating what you will and will not accept in your relationships. They are an expression of self-respect and an acknowledgement of your worth. When you set boundaries, you communicate to others that you understand your value and expect them to honor it. This is particularly crucial after a breakup, as it helps prevent you from slipping back into unhealthy patterns or dynamics that contributed to the end of the relationship. Understanding the need for boundaries starts with self-reflection. Take time to assess what you need to feel safe and respected in your interactions. Ask yourself, what behaviors or actions from others have hurt me in the past? What do I need to feel secure moving forward? This process will help you identify the specific boundaries you need to establish to protect your emotional well-being. Once you've defined your boundaries, it's essential to communicate them clearly and assertively. Boundaries are not meant to be passive or vague, they require clarity. When communicating your boundaries, use I statements that express your feelings and needs. For example, instead of saying, "You always do this," try saying, "I feel uncomfortable when this happens, and I needed to stop this approach." Not only asserts your boundaries, but also encourages open dialogue. It's important to recognize that setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to asserting your needs. You might fear disappointing others or facing conflict. However, remember that true empowerment comes from honoring your feelings and standing firm in your self-worth. The discomfort of setting boundaries is a sign of growth, not weakness. After a breakup, it's also essential to establish boundaries regarding communication with your ex. While it may be tempting to maintain contact out of habit or hope for reconciliation, it's vital to give yourself the space to heal. Clearly define what kind of communication, if any, you are comfortable with. This could mean taking a complete break from contact or limiting interactions to specific topics. Whatever you choose, prioritize your emotional health. As you navigate the journey of healing, be prepared for some resistance. Not everyone will understand or respect your boundaries immediately. Some may push back or try to guilt you into compliance. Stand firm in your decisions, reminding yourself that you are worthy of respect and kindness. Ultimately, setting boundaries is about reclaiming your power. It's a declaration that you are in control of your life and emotions. By establishing clear boundaries, you create an environment where you can thrive, grow, and rediscover who you are. As you embrace this newfound strength, you'll find that healthy boundaries foster healthier relationships, helping you attract people who respect and appreciate you for who you truly are.